and make menu noises just to amuse you. Good evening, folks. See, look, they gave me a couple of days off from streaming, and I've forgotten what I'm doing. Hello, good evening, welcome to look at the 465, which is fresh out today for you to be able to get to grips with. So. We'll have a give it a go, shall we? I'll push whatever buttons you want me to push, and we'll take it for a spin or two, and that'll be all good. The chat's over there. If I'm looking over there, because that's where you. Okay. Good. Yes. Right. You haven't seen any AI versions in service mode. Interesting. Well, we'll see if we see some this evening. Where's Natalie? Natalie's not here today. She's got some family stuff to take care of, and she's fine. So she's just not here today. So you've just got me. Sorry, but no, she'll be back in regular operation next week. Yeah, there you go. Right, let's get to work, shall we? Right, we're going to 465. Obs. Yeah. No, yeah, and then moving on. Now, I quite liked. I was running a service a moment ago. I always try and run a service before committing it to stream, so that I've got a vague idea of what I'm doing. And I think I was doing Charing Cross to Rainham, and it's probably around this time of day. So there we go. Yeah. I did a service from Gravesend to Faversham, and the train was empty all the way there. Is there an update coming, adding more passengers? Passengers is something we're going to be looking at. I've got no more information on that front yet, but we know that our passengers are not as populous as we might like, or as varied as might be ideal. So yeah, it is something to do. It is something we are going to be working on, but it's not something that is currently on the list. And obviously, keep your eye on the roadmap for when that stuff turns up. There you go. Practice so you don't spad like Matt. Oh no, if I'm going to spad, it'll be because I'm busy looking at the chat when I should be looking at signals. Right, let's get this show on the road, and let's master key up here and power us on. And then we can get the doors open. There we go. All right, smashing. All right, good. Yeah, no Natalie today, I'm afraid. Sorry, no. I like streaming with Natalie. It's a good banter between Nat and myself. I always think. For those of you who like a little bit of banter, then that's good. I ought to get everything switched on, shouldn't I? Let's. Day running, please. Thank you. Anything else? I don't really need the demister, not this time of day. Anything else I want to do? We'll engage the. We'll turn the re-brake, the regen brake on. Now I was talking to Matt about this earlier on, and he said that if you put the regen brake on, you get the sound, you get the additional sound layer of the brakes coming on when you slow down. Yeah, no, he said that. He said to do it. It's all good. No high vis waistcoat tonight. No, I saved that for special occasions. You all mocking my my beautiful orange and grey hoodie. Yeah. Really good job to the devs with this unit. I think so too. I've only given it a go, and there's just a number of different bits that feel like this is some good stuff going on here. I'm a fan. Right, let's get underway, shall we? We'll hold on. I'll find a good departing angle. I'm not going to be too bothered about running to time. Obviously, I'll make a nod in that general direction, but hold on. I'm gonna park up here, and then we'll get us going. All right, there we go. I'll give you plenty of opportunity to embrace the sound as we progress. Let me know if the sound is ticking your box as far as volume is concerned. There we go. We're away. Let's keep the power on a sensible level. Volume's good. Excellent. That's what we like to hear. Right. Okay. So I've obviously got the windows open because you just hear a little bit more that way. Now, I mean, when you play for yourself, you know you'll have your own volume cranked up to whatever level you feel is appropriate. I don't. Do I want a cab lights? No, I don't know. It's too much. There's a lamp light somewhere, and I can't remember where I put it. There it is, clipboard light. That'll do nicely. Right. Okay. Let's give it a bit more pace. There we go. DTG have raised the bar for Loco DLCs with this one. Someone's going to say it's not a Loco, it's an EMU. But actually, I can't help but agree with you, and I don't think it's just this one. While the sounds come out particularly well this time around, I think that this is me speaking personally, my own personal opinion. I think the modelling we've been doing lately has been particularly strong. Sound can be a bit hit or miss, but you know that's something we know and we're working on. But I think overall, the modelling work, particularly in cab, is coming out very strongly. But that's just my opinion. You can think what you like. There we go. We're off and running. Oh, I can give it the beans. Let's go. Yeah, good. Works great with Raildriver. Okay, nice to know. For all three of you who have Raildriver, rejoice. It's a good bit of Raildriver action going on for you there. There you go. Why was that 395 so far down the platform? I don't know. It was parked up, probably having some sort of technical difficulty again. There we go. Can you show me the door at the next stop? Certainly can there, Easy Gaming. No problem at all. Why are there no 465 AI trains? Don't know. Don't know. Can we have the horn coming into Higham or Strood? We can make that happen. I'll wait until that point, and we'll do the horn on the approach to Higham, which is our first stop. So that shouldn't be a problem at all. What we should be doing on this straight bit is experimenting with cat and camera here. Right, there we go. That's just a little bit too fast. Just a little. Still quite nice. Okay, all right. Will I remember? Gee, it's hard to say for sure, but we'll see how we get on. Yeah, it's all good. I've driven it to one platform so far, just so I could get a feel for braking distances and stuff. And I'd say I like it. No, this is a good train to drive so far. Yeah, good. Is it available for the livery editor? It should be. All new releases should work in the livery editor straight away. We're aware that there's a problem with the livery editor at the moment, where the liveries you'd already made had apparently vanished into the ether. They haven't been deleted; they are still there. We managed to introduce a UI bug where they don't show up correctly. So we're on it. We're getting it fixed. But yeah, I understand how distressing that can be for people thinking that all their work has disappeared. It hasn't disappeared. It's a UI problem. It'll be fixed. It'll be dealt with. It'll be dealt with soon enough. Right, I'm going to start braking at about half a mile out because we want to do this in a fairly casual fashion. There you go. I say casual. He puts it immediately into braking 3, which is way more than we need. Braking 1 will be sufficient. I could probably leave it later still, actually, but it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Now we want a little bit more brake. There we are. Why do I stream alone? Purely because Nat's got things to attend to, and so she's not here today. So I am alone today because, you know, I like to take the time to just... Look, frankly, any time I'm streaming with... Hold on. Possibly a little late on the horn there, but I did say I'd do it. Yeah, no, if I'm streaming with someone else, they can barely get a word in edgeways. So, you know, it's all fine. It's all good. And I'm not alone. I have you fine people. Oh, lovely. How's the 465 in my sound system? I don't quite follow you. Take another swing at the question. Try a reword there. Is it a bug that the custom liveries for SEHS show up automatically when on free roam? No, I didn't show the doors. Hold on. I'll get the doors as we close them. It's the problem with multitasking. Is you forget to do half the tasks that you're multiing. There we go. We'll peek over the wall like we're not supposed to be here, and that'll be good. Can we get a full route from London Victoria to Rochester? It's not something we're planning, but you know, it's something we'd like to do, obviously, but it's not something we've got planned. There you go, bit of door action for you there, door fans. I'll give it another. There we go. We're off and away. Next up, Strood. Strood fans. That's where we're going. That's where we're headed. Can we get a route between Frankfurt and Cologne? Oh, don't start. No, you see, anytime I answer a single question about could we get a route from X to Y, everybody starts going, oh, we answered that one. Maybe I'll get an answer on this one as well. It's the same answer every time. If we haven't got it on the roadmap as something that's in development, it means it's not in development. Beyond that, we consider all kinds of routes. The best thing you can do is to post them up in the suggestions forum, or let us know via Facebook or Twitter or any one of the 1,000 or so social media channels we've got, and then we can add it to our list for consideration later on. When you let us know that you want it, it gives us a clear indication that someone somewhere is interested. And then obviously if more people pile on and go, oh yeah, that'd be a heck of a route. But include, you know, what era would you like it set in? Like, you know, when would be best? Then we can take those into consideration. Yeah. Ole Sigmund loves the 465's great to drive, and the sound is lovely. You know, sometimes it works. Sometimes it all comes together. But there we go. Can we get a route in Glasgow? Well, we're doing the, I want to say 5 circle, but I'm not entirely sure that would be right. Cathcart circle, it's not 5 circle, it's Cathcart circle, which I believe is Glasgow oriented, and that is on the roadmap. Yeah, I knew it was a circle. I knew it was in Scotland, and 5 circles the one that I know of already. So there you go. Yeah, good. Shinkansen would be lovely to see. It would. Everything would be lovely to see. But we can only work on a finite amount of stuff at a time, and you know, we've got to try and hit that agenda. Right, I'm going to try for a bit of B2 and see if this does sufficient to. Oh, it's easy peasy. No problem. No. B2's overkill. We can cut that off entirely. There you go. Oh, and there's a 15 mile per hour speed limit coming up. Thank you. I wouldn't have noticed that unless I was glancing that way. There you go. No, it's all good. We're going to be 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 good. Yeah, I hit the speed limit just at about the right time. There we go. Right, let's... what's going on here? There you go. Give me some of that. No, that's not a good camera angle. There we go. That's better. There you are. Yeah, see, we like a slightly unusual camera angle where possible. What would be really good is if I could hit a button and it would just enable mouse smoothing, so that I could have proper slow control over mouse movement. That would be smashing. Did QA not notice the missing AI 465s? I'm not aware that they're missing. We haven't seen any yet. But you know, that doesn't mean that we will. It doesn't mean that we won't. But QA's primary focus is, does it all behave as we expect it to? You know, are you able to play it? And thus far, it does seem to be pretty good. Can you demonstrate the speed set? If by demonstrate Do you mean can I fiddle with it and see if I can make it work? Yes, most definitely. But Matt's in the chat, so maybe Matt can... Matt, if you drop onto the unofficial Bat channel, then you can give me a walkthrough of exactly what buttons to press in what order. That would be most appreciated. And we want some guard bell. There you go. Which I've signalled there incorrectly, because traditionally you do that when you say, like, everybody's loaded, you can close the doors. And it comes from the guard going forwards. He shows the connection between two coaches. Yep. I'll tell you what, I'll get off and go for a wander, so we'll have a look at the inside as well at some point. There we go. Oh, yes, it's coming on. How far behind schedule am I? Apparently I'm on time. I find that hard to believe. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm a minute or so behind schedule. Guard bell is the one reason I want multiplayer. I think that would be great fun. But what you would also want is you'd want to be able to check passenger tickets as well, and maybe even issue them. I mean, it's senseless gameplay and got precious little to do with simulating driving a train. But I think having one person act as the train manager / guard / conductor / whatever you want to call them, checking tickets and operating the doors. That's a nice view. That is a nice view. We've got here at just the right time, and I've moved at just the wrong time. That's solidly attractive. I approve. Fabulous. Alright, good. Yeah, smashing. No, we're not going to look at the submarine. We're going to keep our eyes cast down. Everybody looks at the submarine every time. We will not. I refuse to look at the submarine. Right, speed set is off. First position. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I've got Matt on the Bat channel. We will look at the bridge though, because obviously we're going to look at it. Whoa, I am way over speed. My apologies. Sorry, I was trying to do too many things at once there. Right, there we go. Nice to hear the wheels squealing under process. You didn't see the submarine laser jet? You're making that up. No, that's the nonsense. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I see you. You're all right. I've got it. I've got it. There we go. Nicely done. Smashing. Nice and quiet. Sorry, the train's been quiet at the moment, so I feel like I'm getting into the atmosphere. Okay, 300 yards to a stop. It just penalised me for being over the speed limit. I was over the speed limit for like 10 seconds max. Honestly, it's a very unforgiving mistress. This one. The donkey is near Chatham. After this stop is Chatham, where Dovetail Games headquarters is. Yes, it is. That's where Dovetail Games headquarters is. Of course, none of us have seen it for a year. We assume it's still there, but I mean, you don't know. Yeah, there you go. Do I want negative points? No, I don't want negative points. I don't need negative points. I think you can just issue fewer in the first place. Right, we'll go for a stroll at this one. I'm only 40 seconds behind schedule, which is miraculous. Okay, good. Right, we're going. What? What do you want from me? Right, okay. Hang on. Right, and you. And your little dog too. Right, there you go. Okay, so we're going to be a bit late now because obviously I'm going for a walk, but there it is. This is no, I've ridden on enough of these. I tell you, they're a miserable thing to ride on. Whoever it was thought that sticking 3 seats on one side of the aisle was a good piece of design. they need to be, you know, excommunicated, frankly. What would be better is to rip out this side of the aisle and make it standing room only, but put in some bars for people to stand next to, because given it being a commuter service, then you know, that's the level of people you need to cram in. All this stuff's great. This is all fine. This all meets with my approval. But no, 3 seats. You sit in the middle one and you're look that right there. They cram them so close together. You are going to be making friends with whoever is sat opposite you. You're going to go hello, 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 hello. Do you thread your knees in and out of one another, or are we just knocking kneecaps the entire? Oh, it's horrendous. Everybody is invading everybody else's personal space, and I, for one, am not interested. No. No, 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 no. It's just wrong and bad and should be stopped. Right, there you go. Let's get the door open. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, and door closed. And smashing. No social distancing. Well, frankly, you don't use the public transport if social distancing is something you're a fan of. No, because that's not going to happen. Right, hold on. I just need to do a little bit of that and then a little bit of this, and then I can get Matt's instructions. Right. Okay. Right. Put regen braking on. Have done. I have done. The regen braking is on. It's here. It's on. We are currently enabled. Set speed to the desired speed. No, fingers in the wrong place on the keyboard. All right. Okay. And let's rumble. What have I done now? Alright, you've taken turn the reverser off. You'd think I was new to this. And honestly, even if I'm not new to it, you'd still think I was new to it. Right, give me some brakes. Take the brakes off. Why am I dragging? Have I broken it? Have I closed the doors? There you go. Distracted. Endlessly. Right, now we can go. Sorry. Right, okay. Alright, put regen braking. I've done that. Yeah, set desired speed. Set speed to the desired speed. And then once you get to maximum throttle, you'll see the speedy thing take over. We've only got half a mile to go. I'll do it at the next station. And then we'll see how we get on. I'll put my safety systems back on. Alright, good. Yeah. Alright. Thanks, Matt. I'm blaming you for all of that trauma just then. You distracted me because I was reading your important and informative messaging. Yeah. Regen braking gives power back to the network to be used by other trains. Matt was saying earlier on that actually it's not used as much these days currently, but I might not have heard the entire story there, so I'm only giving you partial information. Use the twist knob to set power, then put power into notch 4. That's what I think he was saying via the back channel there, but we'll investigate presently and find out for sure. We can go a little faster than this. Come on. There you go. That's it. Whenever I'm being a passenger, there are hardly any other passengers. You are lucky then. Everything's Simulator 75. That said, I haven't been on one in obviously over a year. I haven't been on anything in over a year, but every experience of it I tend to have is jam-packed full of people. And therefore, knocking kneecaps is not something I find particularly pleasurable with Johnny Random. Right, okay, here we go. This is where are we now? Chatham. Oh, we're at Chatham. Yeah, it says so. There's a ruddy great sign there that says it's Chatham. You're going to go, oh, okay. Just in case you weren't paying attention. Is this train also coming to East Coastway? I don't think we've got plans to add it at the moment. But you know, once we introduce a new unit, a new train to the game, then. Oh, all right, you're going to make a fuss if I stand up. I won't stand up then. I'll stay put. We'll explore using this camera instead. I say explore. We'll sit here at a camera angle that is semi-likable. Are you a dev? Of sorts, yes. There you go. I was playing this earlier, says Daniel. Very fun to drive. Love the sounds. Sound makes all the difference. Sound makes all the difference. This is something that you know we've been repeating on your behalf quite a lot of late. Is that, you know, when we get the sound right, the whole thing just comes together beautifully, and therefore extra effort should always be deployed in. Right, okay, here we go. Right, set me speed 50, and then crank it up. Hold on, we're not at a 50 limit yet. Oh, okay, hang on. I've lost it. There we go. Roll it back down to 30, and then it will throttle off, presumably. I presume it doesn't auto brake as well. No, it does appear to be applying a little bit of braking force there, although we are going uphill, so that would also account for it. Okay, all right. There we are. We're letting the machine do all the hard work. I'm able to just sit here now. Our PIS board's coming to East Coastway. Yes, eventually they will be. They will be attacked by the preservation crew. And there we go. PIS boards don't work on scenario designer. No, not at the moment. 465s don't go to Peterborough. Okay, this is it's clearly just random sentiment day going on in the chat there, but that's all good. There's no animation on the horn lever. You sure? Yeah, there is. I just did it just now. What platform are you playing on? Because that makes a difference too. Oh, we can up our dialer speed here. There we go. We've got 60 as the limit right now. Although I am aware, I've seen it. We've got a stop coming up as well. Now, presumably, as soon as I take it out of max power, I'll be back into operation. Did they change the camera height? No. Now you see, I heard about this already. We didn't change the camera height. This is the height that the seat in the train is at. It's usually this high, so it feels like you're quite high up. Whereas in fact it's actually fairly realistic. The one thing it doesn't have is it doesn't have a height adjuster. Do the real ones have height adjusters? One would assume they do. It would seem like the kind of thing that would be fitted by default. Why is there no 465 AI? People have said there isn't, and people have said there is. I haven't seen one yet, so I am leaning in the direction of maybe the AI is just absent from duty at the moment. Because these 465 services, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the majority of them have come in as substitutions for services that were already in existence. In which case, it could just be that you're seeing the existing stuff. The seats are adjustable because everyone's height is different. Well, not everyone's height is different. There's going to be some people that are exactly the same height. I know, I'm being facetious. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe no. If I get out of the chair, it'll complain. But I'm fairly certain there isn't an adjuster on this one. You've seen a 465 in a scenario. Scenarios are all well and good, but its services is where they should show up most readily. One would suggest. Right, okay, we've got a 60 limit. I'm set to 60. Let's pile the pounds on here and let the train do the work. I shall then hang around out here looking for zesty camera angles. I'm going to give you a bit of horn as we go past here. Wait for it. Enjoy your Doppler. There we go. Whack the reverser in neutral first. Why would I whack the reverser in neutral first? If you set the reverser in neutral when you come to a stop, the DVD won't be... okay, thank you. Right, understood. Got it. Will do. Don't get me wrong, that's an understandable safety mechanic going on there, so that's pretty good. How many people is the 465 capable of holding? Oh, well, based on my time aboard them, I don't know, you get about 1,000 in a wagon, I suppose. More. It depends on how determined the passengers are. That's how many you'll get on board. There's no upper limit. It really depends on how determined people are to get aboard that particular train. Does the 465 have 2 liveries? Actually, I don't know. How did I make the second turn on the keyboard? Spacebar and N on the PC. Spacebar and N to do your 2 tones on the keyboard. There we go. Yeah, just like that. On the previous stream, the gangways between the wagons were static, so they didn't work as they should. Could you check that in a curve? Easier said than done, but you know, I can try it. Hold on, what do we want? We want 2. Let's slide on board here. Move in. There we go. I've got a yellow in 200 yards. Alright, let's get some brakes on here because we've got 25 coming up. Does the team get upset when you play other train sims? No, because the team play other train sims as well. Everybody plays as much of everything as is humanly possible. How else do you expect to be able to find the best things that you can find? And it would be foolish for us to pretend that other games didn't exist. Kind of go, no, la 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 la. Ours is the only one. And it's surprising what you can learn, not just from train sims, but from absolutely anything. You can, I mean, if you're a programmer or an artist, is you can work out some clever tricks that you might be able to employ. If you work on the design side of things, then you can see you know, different design ideas in action as well. So you know, when it comes to scenario design, that kind of thing, see the kind of the way that other games guide people through people through the experience. And this is true around the whole of the games industry. It's everybody learns from each other. So in terms of do the development team get upset if you play something else? Not even slightly. Not even slightly. Wonder what the game's going to look like in 2 years' time. Well, different. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to be radically different, but a little bit different, certainly. I mean, obviously, it's still going to be built off the same game engine, but we will go through newer versions of Unreal Engine, which is what this is powered by. Yeah, I'd expect it to be different, and obviously, you know, our core technology will have improved over that time as well. So who knows? All being well, the passengers will move in a denser and more excitable way, more realistic, perhaps. Yeah, you know, who knows what we'll see. There we go. Am I hinting at TSW 3? Well, look, we did a TSW. We've done a TSW 2. I think it's fairly safe to say there will be a TSW 3. When's it coming? No idea. Because we've got no idea. We don't know when it's coming. What features will it have? No idea. Because we're not talking about it yet. You know, we're quite happy to talk about stuff, but no, we don't. No, I've got no information on that front for you. So no, off I think is perhaps a little extreme. There you go, neutral will do. Right. Actually, I'll lock them in. We might as well go with that. Are you going to bring out Eurostar? It's as likely as us bringing out any other train. Maybe less likely given the licensing complexity. So there you go. TSW2 is quite young. It is quite young. And yet it manages to build on its own legacy. There you go. If it looks like this in 2 years with a lot more trains and routes, I'm happy. You'd hope it looked better. I'd hope it looked better, or at least I'd hope it had more functionality, that kind of thing. Right, what do we want to do next? Do you want to have a look at a scenario? Do you want to have a look at another service? We can take a slightly different flight path. I leave it to you there, friends in chat. What would you like to see? I'm going to have a quick slurp of my beverage. I'm curious to know what the naming convention will be for Train Sim World in the future. Will it continue appending the year to the name, or will it follow a... Oh, dearie me. I mean, what the conversations that go on about what the naming scheme should be are endless. Pretty sure we've locked down the next one. No, that's not a spoiler. That's not even an announcement. I think we've probably mentioned before that, you know, there'll be a TSW release this year, you know, the standard kind of thing, but it won't be one that you have to have in order to get all the tech upgrades and stuff. There you go. Dare you to drive without the HUD? Why? Why would you do that? If you want to see me go through a red signal, just say and I'll make it happen. No, it is next to impossible to manage the chat and drive effectively without staring at the track. Good. Will there be a new route on the next roadmap? You'll have to wait until the next roadmap to see that. We need to check if you see any 465s in service mode. Okay, Ashley. All right, I'll do another service mode, and I'll choose one going in a different direction, and a different time of day. All right, and if we don't get any, I will then register that as an official. That's not doing the thing that we think it should do. All right, there we go. We got one of those. Smashing. We'll stick with spring. No, I don't know. We'll go with spring. Slightly winter cloudy. Oh, why wouldn't you? Okay. All right, go on. Carry on. All right, so that's the one that we've done. No, that's the one that we've just done. So we did London, Charing Cross to Rainham. So we'll do a Gillingham, Victoria. It's not a very long run. No, but I think that's what we're going to have to do. So we'll do Gillingham to Rainham. Not Gillingham to Rainham. Gillingham, Victoria. And we'll do let's go early evening-ish. No, other way. No, come on. Where's Gilly? Give me Gilly. That'll do. Yeah, 5:15. Solid. What are the different 365 liveries in the menu? Don't know. You mean 465, presumably? Or do you? Right. Well, that's dark. Yeah, I've chosen dark for this time around. That's a smart move. Right. Okay. Let's get a bit of that action going, and then let's get the doors on. Okay, let's get some lights on the spin here. Day running, no, night running, yes. Let's engage these. Right you are. Do we want cab lights? I might benefit from them. Okay, there you go. It's a quiet old evening, but then again, it is quite... what do you mean unlock the doors? Oh, I pushed the wrong side. All right, okay, hold on. Well, look, if people want to walk all the way around, then they're invited to do so. Yeah, got it. No, I did it. I know, I got there, yes. The doors are still open on the wrong side. People will figure it out, don't worry. I have trust in people to... What's going on camera? It's my camera being jostled by passengers. That won't do. Let's occupy a CCTV position. There you go. That'll do. Right. Can Matt see your comments? J4V, only if Matt's reading the comments at the moment. He's not obliged to do so. He's probably multitasking. He'll be off playing Grand Theft Auto or something. Yeah. How do you get licensing to make things? Well, okay. The first step is we talk to the company who own the license. So we'll get in touch with them through their official contact detail channel type thing and say, hi, we make a game called Train Sim World. How would you like to have your stuff represented in the game? and then we have a conversation. We figure out how to make it work, or not, as the case may be. Yeah. Can you make it go off the rails like you did with the TGV? I didn't do that deliberately, Liam. That was that was the game. The game had a moment, and it took me with it. Yeah, I'd have no idea what happened there, and in fact, nobody else does either. There you go. Passengers are super glitchy. Sometimes they're coming out of the train. Sometimes they get flinged in the air. Yes, that's true. They do. Passengers is on our list of systems to fix. So it's less about fixing things. This is about fixing whole systems, and the passenger system is one that we want to address. Yeah. Imagine the day where this is 3dev. Imagine the day when TSW has multiplayer with the chat room as passengers on the train. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? So you're streaming the game, and if you wanted to watch the live stream, you could sit on board as passengers. No, I think that would be superb, personally. Oh, hold on, I've got to enable the that. Otherwise, we don't get all the sounds. There you go. The second I said flings a passenger in the air, a passenger went flying in the air in your game. Oh, if only I had that level of control over the universe. Things would be very different. Yeah. Does license cost much? It's free advertising for the company concerned, so it should be free. But equally, Wolfboy, you could say that we benefit commercially by using their license. So as much as potentially, I mean, because I agree with you, is that there is an element of we're marketing their company, but at the same time we are commercially benefiting from that relationship. So it is there's no such thing as a one size fits all when it comes to licensing, and instead it's a separate conversation each time. Would be great if you could drive the 465 into London St Pancras. I mean, you've got the scenario planner, that'll let you do it, but yeah, I mean, there's always room for more. Right, let's get some brakes on here. I'm braking too early. I don't need to brake this early. The brakes are dead good. Although I do need to brake, given that this is a 30 limit. Oh yeah. It's alright though, I knew that. I was just prepping for it. I was testing you or something. Can you do some Star Trek announcements as they are funny? No, I try not to do funny here. I'm moderately amusing through my own incompetence occasionally, but fundamentally that's not why I'm here. You want funny, you have to go and watch that somewhere else. And we don't cross those streams. No. Those are some good brakes. They are good brakes. Given that the last thing that I drove in any way or operated in any way considerable length of time was the BR423, which, as you know, has brakes that are not for the unwary. Yeah, it makes quite a nice change to have brakes that kind of go, do you want to stop now? All right, done. There we go. That'll do nicely. Thank you very much. Shouldn't really be using brake 3. I should be timing it better. Right. Green dog, green dog, green dog, green dog. What was the question? Devs have said before they'd like to do it. Current work on PIS system are working towards it, but it's not an easy thing to do. Is that passenger announcements, by any chance? Yeah, passenger announcements, it's something we want to add, but it's going to take time. There's quite a lot of work involved in getting passenger announcements up and running. But yeah, I mean, obviously it would add further authenticity to each route that we do. But it's not a small amount of work, and it's not something that we're focused on at the moment. Consist designer. Again, it's something we want. We want a consist designer. That would be the kind of feature to come in alongside a scenario planner version 2, which is also something we want as soon as possible. But again, not on the roadmap yet. passenger announcements would complete the game for you. Steady on there, British Train Spotter. I'm sure if we were to bring them in, you'd immediately go, you know what else I'd quite like to complete the game for me? I mean, that's not to decrease the amount of interest you have in passenger announcements, of course. Just to say, there's always another fish. There's always something else to chase after. And that's quite all right, too. Is this train available in Southeastern Blue? Don't know. See, usually I've got Mike. Mike's not here this evening. Yeah, Mike's allowed time off. But no, he's not here this evening. He usually gets me all these answers, you see. Yeah, can we see the destination screen? Yeah, once I'm out of the tunnel, I'll give you a look. Yeah, it's only the white livery, says Matt. Okay. Okay. Is this train available in Southeastern white and yellow? Is that not what we're in now? Who's making the tea? No, it's obviously a tea-free day, given that we're Mikeless. Why are you locking... Oh, because part of the train's in the tunnel. There you go. Heading for Victoria. How far have I got to go? A couple hundred yards. Okay, it's fine. I'm only doing 28. That's it. No, just rolling. Yeah. Matt, I thought it was your day off. It's not Matt's day off. Matt doesn't get a day off. What are you talking about? Even when Matt's taking a day off, he doesn't take the day off. Matt is incompatible with time off. Davis. Hey, Sam. Hey, Davis. Good. That's that. You have the tail lights on. Is one not supposed to have the tail lights on? Well, why would you not have the tail lights on? I mean, are we trying to act mysteriously? All right, okay, I'll turn them off. Oh, that seems illogical. Not on the front. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, no, there. Now you could see why one would easily be confused. See, because you get into the driver's operational area, and you turn on the front lights, you turn on the back lights, but of course you don't, because this is both the front and the back, because it's got a cab at the other end as well. All right, okay. No, my mistake, clearly, because my head isn't oriented towards, it's got another cab at the back end, right? No. Hey, see, that's a rookie error, but an error nonetheless. Right, okay, there you go. Alright, I don't have the tail lights on now. You've got to give me at least some credit for knowing where they are. Should you be running with the cab light on? I'm only doing that so I can see what's going on inside the cab and so you can see the cab. Arguably, probably not. Does the F1 sound like it makes when you set off? The F1? What? What? Flight Sim and Azoba have voted on a table of features to get worked on. Is DTG open to creating a table also so it can be voted for by the community? I'm going to go with... That's a longer conversation. What we try to do at the moment, what we do, not even try to, is what we do at the present time is we take into consideration your opinions that we grab from the community all the time when it comes to what features we should be developing next or where the highest priority is. We conduct surveying, and the last survey went out in December, where we will ask, given this big long list of things we could work on, what would you like to see? Put these in order of importance. And we use those to guide development. So it's not exactly the same thing, but it is the same thing. It is that we take our priorities in a combination of things we need to do in order to improve the game. And that's stuff like make download sizes smaller, make the use of memory optimization, make that better. Those are things we need to do. Then we've got adding passenger information screens throughout older services. those are all based on the services that are getting used most often. And if they're similar across several routes, then we'll probably put those routes together because they can be done faster. When it comes to evolution of features, though, and new features we'll usually come up with for ourselves, but then evolution of features, we definitely take your feedback and how much you're using them as how much we should be paying attention to them. There you go. Is the stream over? Now I'll do another one. I've had enough fun the first 2 times. All right, we have yet to see a 465 going in the opposite direction, so we shall do one more. What should we do this time? And we'll see if we can fish one up. George says 11.49, but George might be talking about the price, and I suspect he is. So we're going to go for whatever time is closest to 11.49. Yeah. That's exactly what we're going to do. We'll go for as close to the 11.49 as possible. 11.49, and that's probably pound sterling. Your euro or dollar or whatever currency it is that that you are most familiar with, it's Charing Cross to Raynham. Tally ho then. Take the second livery to get the Faversham services. There isn't a second livery. There's only one livery, right? I understand it said that it's second livery. Why is your name Yonder Colonel? Now, normally, Harrison, at this point, I go, why is your name Harrison Gooch? And you kind of go, because that's actually your name. And you kind of go, see. Well, you see, I have a made-up superhero internet name, you see, so I use that. Yeah. Is there any way we can find out the results of the survey so we can know what the majority voted for? Why would we tell you that? Honestly, dear me, that's just asking for trouble. No. I'm gonna write up something about the survey results of late, so you can get the order in which people selected services and what have you. There is a livery option to choose between 4 and 8 car 465s. Is there really? There are 2 liveries for the 465. Is there really? All right, hang on. Well, we'll back up then. Let's not do something we've already done. Let's do something we haven't already done and then do that. All right, when's the next team article? Next week. I did my chat with Matt today with that regard. Right, timetable. Yeah. All right, there's the 465. There's the 465 livery options. Switch livery over to... Which one do we want? Which one am I in? How do I know? It's pretty obvious. Okay, all right, there we go. I have switched livery. And then we've got Ramsgate services. All right, well, let's do London Bridge and Ramsgate. We're going as close to 11.49 as we can get. No. Let's go to London Bridge Ramsgate. Right. Which survey are we talking about? The one in December. Was it successful? It's always successful. Every survey is successful because it genuinely doesn't matter what the answers are. What does matter is that we get those answers. Everything else is whether the answers are good, bad, or indifferent makes no difference. The only thing that matters is that we get those answers because then we've got something to work on. Right, good. Right, let's... Nope. Pull it, wiggle it, do that, turn it off. Right. There we go. All right, so here we go in the alternative livery, which is not an alternative livery so much as an alternative consist, surely. This is where everybody's going to go. It's a completely different livery. What have you been looking at? Right. Yeah, good. When will the HST be compatible with the livery designer? Not yet. It's not on the plan yet. But it will do. It will happen. An 8-car 465 is quite long. Yeah. Tail lights at the rear of the train. Yeah, I'm not going all the way down there. I've got to go in 20 seconds. I'll never make it. Put the speed set on 15 and it bounces up and down as it accelerates, then brakes, then accelerates and brakes. It's making you seasick. Which is an odd thing to happen when you're aboard a train. Yes. When you're going to do Chatham Mainline? Eventually. Regen brakes, thank you. Done. Right, lock doors. I'll tell you what else we'll do. We'll give it a bit of this. Right, and off we toddle. Right, I'd love to see a pacer on Train Sim World. Many would. Many would like to see a pacer on Train Sim World. For I don't know, for various perverse reasons, one would imagine. But you know, we know that the pacer massive is out there. In real life, the open gangways between the cars on 465 moves, while in Train Sim World 2 they don't. Why is this? Because we didn't build it that way. Yeah. There you go. If you're expecting a slightly more in-depth answer, there isn't more in-depth answer to give. We didn't build it that way. That's why they don't move. I have a great voice for games. Thanks, 3Dev. It's nice of you to say so. Right. Yeah. Good. Right. Good. Right. Good. Is there a chance of workshop support for Train Sim World 2 like liveries and rigs? Workshop, no. There. I can. The likelihood we support Steam Workshop is really, really, really low. But we do want to work on sharing for liveries and scenarios that you've built up. But it will be an internal. It will be a dovetail live sharing system, so it can work cross-platform as much as anything else. Sorry, I don't know why. I got thirsty today. Hang on, we'll try a bit of this. It's okay. I'm going just slightly too fast. Also, absence of passengers. Someone said that there was an absence of passengers on this particular train a few moments ago. I am now confirming that with my own facebox. Right, there you go. Matt, there's no passengers on this train. This seems wrong to me. Yeah, there we go. Do you know some people have found a way to hack and share liveries? Yep. But by hack and share liveries, they found a way to copy the files. I mean, this is not. I mean, it's not Independence Day. You know, we haven't broken into the mothership using an Apple Mac. No, they've figured out how to save them on PC. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's not. Otherwise, we'd have included it to start with. It's not ideal. And the reason it's not included at the moment is that. The way that our licenses work makes it very complicated for us to offer blanket sharing. However, we have been working on that problem on a licensing perspective. So we hope to have more news on that soon. But sharing is something that we're definitely going to work on. When is a slightly different question. Yes. There you are. Can you add station masters to the platforms? Well, that would be one for our passenger overhaul. If you think of passengers as characters within the game overall, then adding station staff makes sense to do that at the same time. Again, not something that's currently on the list, but it is something that is fairly high up our priorities list. I would think scenarios would be easy to share on licensing grounds, or would there be licensing issues with scenarios? Shouldn't be any licensing issues with a scenario. No, there shouldn't be a problem with that kind. But the tech is actually going to be almost exactly the same. In that, we would need to have moderation tools built into it so that anybody who came up with a clever way of saying rude things could be firmly dealt with, and then you're going to need all of the necessary interface bits and pieces so that you can search for them, so that you can sort them, maybe get some user rating action going on there as well. Otherwise, I mean, do you really want to download the Southeastern high-speed scenario number 371? How are you to know if it's any good or not? You need the wrapping to go with whatever sharing service you go with, so you know so the best stuff rises to the top of the list. Sim says depends what southeastern high speed scenario 371 is. Yes. Is reshade support planned at some point? It's not currently on the list. No. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's just not on the list at the moment. As you pass a 395 in a 465, I did the same thing, says CT. Again, were that I could control the entire universe, the whole place would be very different. Sadly, however, I'm going to mark that one down as a coincidence. Can we see the map? Yes. There's not a massive amount to see. But there it is. There's your line. It wiggles. We're on it. And I can't press that while I'm in the map. There we go. You're not thankful that I can't control the entire universe, Matt. You'd be very happy were I put in charge, and you know it. Clap your hands. Yeah, there you go. Can't wait to see Chatham Mainline now that you've confirmed it. Okay, here's breaking news. Chatham Mainline's cancelled. We're never doing it, ever. There you go. If you're going to put words in my mouth, I'll put different words in my mouth that counteract what you were just saying. Nice try. Is there any work on the map in place? No, there isn't. But we know how important it would be to get, and Matt, this is one we didn't discuss in our meeting this week, is getting labels added to the map. Should the acknowledgement button be added to the map? Well, I don't know. It depends. I mean, how much time do you actually spend in the map? I mean, surely the map is something that you're going to check early on, and then check again if you find yourself held at a signal to see what other services it could be that are interfering with your progress. So it's important to have the labels on there, because the map doesn't really make that much sense without labels on it, even if it were just the main the towns or the stations, the main stations, without labelling the sidings and so forth. But it's not something you're going to be checking constantly, unless it is. If you check the map constantly, let me know why, and I will. I'll see if I understand your logic. The map's good for collectibles. Okay. Did they show? They don't show up on the map. Surely. Because I don't chase after collectibles, so I have no idea. How often are the suggestion boxes of Dovetail read? Daily. If you post something in the suggestions forum, we're in there every day. Scenario planner, says Mick. Context, says me. What do you mean, Mick? Right. Yeah. They don't show up on the map. Right. If the collectible showed up on the map, that would remove the fun, says Matt. Or wouldn't that remove the fun, says Matt. I was rewording for fun. Scott Sim says, hello, Sam! And I say, hello, Scott. He's off on the caps. He's off on the caps there. How come TSW2 works better than TSW 2020? I can answer that by saying, how come Call of Duty 79 works better than Call of Duty 78? It's newer technology. We're on a later version of the Unreal Engine, which means that we've got a slightly more bells and whistles that we can play with when pulling it all together. So that was our reason for converting. We're going to be going to Unreal Engine 4.26 probably this year, and that again will add a whole bunch of hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, extra good stuff. There you go. Please add the M9 for Long Island. All right. Map is useful for scenario planner. Yes, it absolutely is. Absolutely, scenario planner. Absolutely. Moggy's getting deja vu. We'll be back at Strood. Moggy, you clearly haven't been paying attention. What kind of moderation service do you call this? I am immediately docking your pay. No, that's that. We've been here a couple of times now. Are you doing a Medway Valley line? It's not on our list at the moment. Right. off we toddle. Right, good. Is TSW in 4.26 in active development? Sort of, kind of. It's a tough one to say for sure. For reasons that I will explain on the roadmap. Right, pick me up on that one on the roadmap, and I'll give you some kind of some fill information or some information expansion on that front, so you can get a feel for exactly what's going on. Oh, yeah, thanks, Matt. That's helpful. So I'm being heckled via the private chat channel. Great job with the 465. Loving it, says Gary. Thank you, Gary. And personally, I quite like it too. Don't look at the submarine. Oh, heck, you looked at the submarine. No, it's like looking at Candyman. It's not going to appear behind me or something. Still no AI 465 services. I know, I've been keeping an eye out for one. Because if I find one, I'm going to go, ah, ha, ha, see? Ah, they exist. But I haven't been able to do that yet. So I still look forward to that happening in the future. Nuts. Yeah. Green Dog's Back thinks you were banned accidentally. Accidental bannings don't happen. You might get a timeout if you decide that reposting the same message 86 times in a row in the space of a minute is a good idea. Breathe easy. What is tomorrow's stream? I don't know, but I'm the one doing it. It's something I should know. Again, this is why Mike should be here. Mike tells me these things. Mike does my homework for me, so that I don't have to. Oh, hold on. Matt's either about to heckle again or he's going to let me know. Oh, it's the preview for Diesel Legends tomorrow. Okay, all right, good. That's me and you, is it, Matt? That's good, because it means that you can Maverick Old Goose. That's all good. What time is tomorrow's stream? Same time as it always is. Our streams are always the same time, except the times when they're not, which is very rare. But in the most part, it is always the same time. The bridge needs more work. I don't know. You can get a train over the top of it. Seems fine to me. And go. Right. ICE or TGV? Well, there's a question for the ages. I mean, you know, that's borderline philosophy you're into there. There we go. I like them both, but I've never made the ICE fly, so I'm going to say that the TGV is superior. Yeah. Do I bay on? I have not got the train on Xbox One S. This is an add-on, so this is a new train that you can go out and pick up if you want it. And unfortunately, we charge money for that. Sorry, but that's how we're able to keep making stuff. I know it's a drag, but there it is. Tail lights are on the remote end. I'm not doing anything with that. You people will just tell me off. Hold on. Let's go and see if we've got some light action on. Well, hold on. It helps if we get the camera right. They're already on, look. It's all fine. It's all running. Yeah. The Bugatti, you've said that like 3 times. And as much as it might not seem like it, I have a level of modesty that prevents me from reading out things that are just nice about me. So thank you for the comment, but there's no need to post it again. Thank you. Just join in with the rest of the chat. There you go. Well, good stuff, Harry. Yeah, it's on sale today. Which you're on the Xbox One S. Should be in the Xbox Store now. SpaceX on SD40 Clinchfield. The SpaceX, the SD40 on Clinchfield. All right, okay, I get what you're saying now. Well, look, we'll have to wait and see when Clinchfield is available. I'll see what I can do. I never do it deliberately. I just have a habit of making trains behave in an unusual fashion. Is Regen Braking on? Yes, it is. What's that thing you're passing? I don't know. I wasn't looking at it. Good. Yeah. Good. What else? Oh, the old station. It's so did I? I did. You're not wrong. No, I did. I did put an SD40 into orbit on Clinchfield on TS1. Yeah. Not sure how. Oh no, I am sure how. I drove into the back of another train that was in a siding. Yeah, it was my fault, but wasn't my fault at the same time. Yeah. How do you end up being funny in TSW no matter what you do? Embrace your own uselessness is the best way to do it. You know, don't try and pretend to be good when you're not, and then over exaggerate just how good you are when you once do something right. That would be step one. You can't convince people you are something you aren't, and then you can exaggerate when you do something right if you don't do things right very often. Yeah, there you go. Do the off indicators work? Which off indicators? Trake and rail. Right. Is there a performance boost with PCs with 2 graphics cards installed? Arguably yes, but it's. I mean, your mileage is going to vary. I mean, it's not just graphics alone that are going to make the difference to your performance. So I'm using an RTX 3090. Yeah, I know I've got more money than sense, and my frame rates. I mean, they vary as much as anybody else's do. It's not graphics horsepower alone that's going to dictate the level of performance that you get. Memory optimization is, from our end, will probably make more difference than you adding a second graphics card. But adding any extra power to your PC is going to make a difference. The question is, how much of a difference? Is there a fix for the AI 465s? Well, there isn't one yet, otherwise we'd have it in already. But what you can consider as definitely going to happen is that I'm definitely going to say, right now, Matt, there don't appear to be any AI 465 services. And Matt will say, yes, I know, I saw it already. But so we'll look into it. He'll probably say that in the next 30 seconds or so. Oh, hold on, and he's also got a word on dual graphics cards. So if, he doesn't think UE4 actually uses SLI. And Matt says, we're aware that there's no 465 AI services. Grumble, bugs. His exact words. There you go. Yeah. Will there be new routes on Tuesday's roadmap? Tune on Tuesday to find out. When will you add 12-car services? We haven't confirmed that we're adding 12-car services yet. Good. Do you think the missing 465 service is yet another example of poor beta testing and pre-release quality control? Woof. Strongly worded. Less than ideal is what it is. It happens. I mean, the big one is that, you know, the 465 you're driving seems to work all right. But no, they don't show up, and that's not good enough, and therefore we'll get it addressed. See it as 2 whole experiences for the price of 1. Oh yeah, the first experience is you are driving the only 465 in existence, and then later, for free, we will give you other 465s appearing randomly, which means that you can play the same thing again and have a completely fresh experience. It all depends on how you frame it to yourself. You can frame it as a bad thing, or you can frame it as, well, hey, I get to experience it again, only different. Depends if your glass is half empty or half full. Obviously, it's not supposed to be like that. Obviously, we would rather catch these things before we let them out into the wild. Obviously, I'd prefer this dude wasn't breakdancing on the side of the platform. But it happens. And the important thing is that we address it, we fix it, and we do it in a timely fashion. There you go. What routes will come in the future? We'll tune into the roadmap streams to find out, or read the roadmap even, and find out. Yeah. Sam does the sales. No, it's not. That's not the sales. That's called spin. It's just spin. That's all it is. It's not clever. It's just putting a happy smiley face on a potentially downcast thing. If we were to be entirely downtrodden every time the smallest thing goes wrong, let alone when something slightly larger goes awry, then we'd be perpetually unhappy. So it's, you know, obviously it's not ideal. Obviously we're going to fix it, but it shouldn't interfere with your enjoyment to too much of a level. And if you haven't bought it yet, you can wait until we fixed it. West Highland Line in TSW. All right. Yes, and the owl flies backwards. No, I know what you're saying. Do the front and rear door release buttons work? I don't think so. Typically, we don't have isolated door zone opening. I can give it a look. I'll give it a look at the next station. Where are we going next? Raynham. Actually, Raynham's our last stop, so I'll get the camera in place and then I'll open the doors, but I don't think they do. How noisy are the wipers? Do. Wipers on. That's some of them new stealth wipers I've heard so much about. There you go. No, not so much on the wiper noise. You thought Faversham was the last stop. Faversham might be the last stop. Are you a 465? No, of course you're not a 465. There aren't any 465s. Apart from me. I'm the last one. Yeah, there you are. I'm like that dragon from Neverending Story. That's nice. Anyone notice a glitch at the end of the service? If you continue, the destination doesn't set. I don't quite follow. Is Glasgow Cathcart Circle 6 months away, more or less? I'm not answering that question, Nigel. No, I'm not going to answer it. Look, if I were to tell you it came out in 2022, right? Then at midnight on January the 1st, 2022, you would say, where is it? Please narrow the release time down. So I'm not going to give you any hint or suggestion as to when it's coming out, other than we now try to put all of our upcoming releases in the order of release on the roadmap. We know that's frustrating, yeah, but they move all the time. I would sooner frustrate you now a little bit than frustrate you a lot by having to change the date when it starts getting closer to release. So we'd sooner take small frustration now versus probable large frustration later on. At Raynham, how come there's a PIS board on platform 0? Don't know. To be fair, I think Dovetail should focus on train simulation. They're better at that than other sims. Okay. We do have a team that's dedicated to train simulation. We have another team that's dedicated to the joys and wonderment of fishing, but they're a standalone team. There is a section of the company that crosses over, but that's the publishing side of the company, whose focus is on putting things in boxes and sticking them on shelves. Obviously, these days it's not so much boxes and shelves as digital cases and various stores and so forth. But no, we have. It's effectively a dedicated company that works on train-based stuff. Must frustrate you knowing you'll frustrate some of us. It's the hardest rule to obey. It's one I mean, you can blame me as much as anyone because it's just sensible. Is the rule of never give dates. And the reason for doing that is it's better to be a bit disappointing now than have to be a lot disappointing later on. And the closer something gets, the greater that sense of disappointment will be if something moves. For examples, just go look at a game called Cyberpunk, which you are probably aware of. You might not be, but Cyberpunk 2077, they pushed the release date 3 times last year. And by the time they did it for a 3rd time, they were getting death threats and all manner of hostility thrown at them. Now, I'm not saying that you sophisticated, wondrous train enthusiasts are as slightly unhinged as that, but even so, the closer something... to have the goal this close and then have it snatched away from you is way more frustrating than never being told that the goal is anywhere near. Yeah. Flight Sim World was good. Flight Sim World was fine. It was what it was. But there is way more to that story than we're able to tell you. Yeah. Is dynamic weather going to become a thing? I can't ever decide. Is it? Quite probably. Yes, it's not on the roadmap, but it is very high up our to-do list. Cyberpunk wasn't even developed correctly and pushed out updates that improved the game. Let's not get into that. I mean, that's an entirely different kettle of fish. But as fellow developers, we can't help but sympathise with the situation that they found themselves in. It's not that none of this is simple. Dynamic weather like Euro Truck. Well, the dynamic weather in Euro Truck is dynamic weather. That's as simple as it needs to be. Weather changes as you play. Could you make Bus Sim World? We could, but apparently we should focus on just making train simulators. So we are doing. Now, look, we might add other stuff over time, but I think a bus simulator could be good fun. Are there still going to be overhead lines in Diesel Legends? If so, then why? Yes. Wait till tomorrow. We'll talk about it then. Matt and I are doing the Diesel Legends stream tomorrow, so that's a good time to ask those kinds of questions. I could listen to you talking for 300 hours talking about the DTG wish list. You probably have done already. Very good. But it's because the wish list is huge. Whatever you can imagine that you think we should have within a train simulator, chances are we've thought about it, and if we haven't, we'd probably put it on a wish list. Because there are a ton of ways that we could change, evolve, improve the experience as it is now, and we know what an awful lot of those are. But we have to do things in order. We can only do a certain amount at a time. The good news is there are plenty of ways that we can improve. From my own personal perspective, right? This is going to be biased because I work for the company. I think it's pretty good as it is. Could it be better? Yeah. But I think it's pretty good as it is. I certainly quite enjoy doing it. Doing it? Is that really what you described? I'll be quiet. No, I quite enjoy playing it. Let's put it that way. And evidently, a few other people do as well. So, we can do more with it, and we're going to. But that's why we've got a wish list. There we go. When is route add-on? You appear to have fallen in and back out of the matrix there, all the trains. I'm assuming you're making your own laughs. Do I have my own YouTube channel? Yes, I do. Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. Someone in the chat will tell you what it is. Because there's a difference to it appearing in the chat and me telling you here. Many people will already be aware of Sean Bean is busy at the moment. He's busy whizzing around the world on Snowpiercer. I've not watched Snowpiercer yet. I've seen the movie, but I haven't watched the series. Is it worth watching? Just out of interest. So suggestion, can you connect certain routes? Now, I didn't see the rest of that. It zipped off the screen before I got a chance to read the rest of it. But that is what is known as route extensions. We've been talking about it a lot recently for connecting routes together and extending routes that we've already got and that kind of thing. There is quite a lot to consider, not least of all on a kind of technological basis. Is it something we could do? Yes. Is it something we would like to do? Yes. Is it something we're currently working on? No. So once again, I refer you to the... Someone somewhere had better be keeping a list of all the things I've said are on our wish list, because I'd like to refer to it at some point, just to make sure that I haven't missed anything. Can you make a route in the Netherlands? We'd love to. I argue on a regular basis for making routes in the Netherlands and in Australia, because those are the two countries that are more heavily requested we make routes for than any other country we don't currently make routes for. There you go. So I make that representation on a regular basis. But as we mentioned when talking about the TGV, the LGV, when we were working on that, is there is a lot of work that goes into introducing a different country, because we want to get the signalling as close as possible. We want to make sure that all of the rules of the rail are adhered to as close as possible. It is not simply just wang out some scenery, bung some track down and fling a train up it. No, we want to do as good a job as possible when it comes to creating an authentic experience. And, you know, the needle of how well we hit that is, you know, it goes up, it goes down, but we are aiming for an authentic experience. And therefore, introducing a whole new country, we don't want to do it for just one route. We don't want to do it as a one-off. We would do it if we were considering going there on multiple occasions. The answer there is, would love to, thank you very much. Are we going to? It's not likely in the short term, but that doesn't mean it will never happen. Right, let's try rear door release. I'm getting no beeping, but we will go and have a look. Give me this. It's a no. Okay, all right, back to the cab. Let's try, presumably this is front. Oh, no, there we go, front door release. Nope, nothing. Not a lot. Push that one. What have I not done? Have I taken it out? Yeah, I've turned it off. Let's try this test again and see if it works this time. Right, rear door release. Nothing. Matt would probably be able to tell me that it doesn't work. But he's far more amused by me doing the science and then pressing the wrong button. It's because I tried to move the camera using WASD. It's a habit that I have repeatedly. I'm going to go with a no. I'm going to go with you open all the doors or none of the doors. Yeah, there you go. How can you add a button that doesn't work? Well, here's the thing. All these buttons are in the cab, right, of the real thing. We'll always try and get all of the buttons in. I'm putting the fans on. There you go. Yeah. Let's make them cool. And you know, I can press the button. See, the button pressing happens. That's a thing that occurs, but some of them don't do anything. We would sooner have the buttons properly represented, even if they have no actual function in the game, than leave them out and kind of go, well, that's not real. The train actually has a button there, and you're not using that button. Would you start the fans? I did start the fans, thank you. Can we have a train joke? No. Don't do jokes. Jokes isn't my thing. Have SNCF given any feedback about your first TGV attempt? Good question. I think they fed back to us while it was in development, actually. But I don't know of any further beyond that since it came out. Yes. Is there going to be a March Madness sale this year? Asks Michael Plays. Michael, what I would say to you is look and see if there was a March Madness sale last year. And then go and look and see if there was one in 2019. And then go and see if there was one in 2018. If there were March Madness sales in all 3 of those years, you could probably go, I wonder. If there weren't, then there is an element of maybe they will, maybe they won't. I'm not going to give you a straight answer, sorry. Instead of jokes, can we have a statement which has the deliberate intention to raise laughter? Yes. Apparently Nilesy Cat is Pickle Rick. Fine. Do you want to make a route in Belgium? It has a lot of rail history. Of course we want to make a route in Belgium. It has a lot of rail history. The point is that, as mentioned, creating routes in additional countries is a lot of work. You know, even down to getting the signalling right is a mission on its own, and you know, or even getting it an approximation of right is a mission all of its own. So there's a lot to be done. Why does the UI Speedo only go up to 75? I think probably because the physical one does. No, the physical one goes higher than that. I don't know. I would say it's possibly no. I know. I don't know because the train speed limit is 75. You are not supposed to go faster than 75 in this train. That, I reckon, is the reason. In Belgium, the signalling is pretty similar to Germany. Similar is not same as. No, and I mean, I don't know how much you hang out with your fellow train simmers, but if anything is even remotely wrong, if it's off by the smallest amount, it will be spotted, and you will get people, why is this like that and not like this? And you're going to go, well, that's just how we made it. So no, slightly different means different, unfortunately. Why can't you go over 75? It's a safety thing. The train is rated to go 75, and therefore that's how fast it's allowed to go. Will the train go over 75? Yeah, I had it up to 80 odd a minute ago. But you're not supposed to. Yeah, there you are. Can I do another kernel cam? We're going too fast for a kernel cam. I'll do one when we're next in a slow section. There you go. See, look, I've gone over 75 now, and the world has not ended. I will, however, have my licence suspended and be brought before the disciplinary board and have a no coffee meeting with my manager upon my arrival. We might be under the speed limit, but I'm over the safety limit for the train. How do you use the speed set? It's actually pretty straightforward. Matt taught it to me in a sentence earlier on. Here we go. Right, so you set your speed set to what you want to be doing, which in this case I'll say 75. Right, you then crank it up to full forwards, and the train will take care of the business for you. Bosh, 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 job done. Set the speed, crank the handle all the way forwards, and you're sorted. People do actually sit on the trains and check their speeds and report drivers. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that at all, because it's about expertise, and it's about knowing what's what, and it's about knowing what is and isn't safe. And like any activity that involves enthusiasts, you are going to get people who take doing it properly and the way you should do very, very seriously. which is why I'm mixing up my horn usage, just to keep you all on your toes. Yeah, there you go. Right, we've got a 60 coming up. I shall crank my my dialer speed down, and the train should comply. You hear me, train? Comply. I bounced my 465 off the rails at Sittingbourne, like the TGV in Aix-en-Provence. Hey, Daniel. It's a rare individual who can pull that off. In 700 yards, we need to be doing 15. Right, speedo set. I say, you are not doing a severe enough job. I've got it. I'm on it. I'm cranking the brakes on for all I'm worth. They're good brakes, though. They are good brakes. There we go. That's it. It's all happiness now. Hey, drop it down a little bit. Stop using brake 3. It's too severe. I've driven 46.5 miles. Hey. You know what? I quite like that little reward. It's cute. Right, here we go. Let's try one of these. I've got a little bit of time before we're supposed to stop, and I'm going dead slow, so we should be okay. Now, you see, now I'm going too fast for the train. The ideal in this manoeuvre is that the train and the camera are doing ever so slightly different speeds. That way you get a nice parallaxing effect as you track past it. How do you recover from an emergency stop in this loco? I don't know. I'll do one now and we'll find out, shall we? Alright, there we go. Right, I've cranked the emergency brake on. Hopefully this doesn't trigger the... It has triggered the objective. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't do that. Have I got another station left? I'm going to go with no. This is the last stop. Oh, phooey. Alright, well, let's see if we can get going again. Alright, so, presumably, I'm going to do all the stuff that I usually do. So I'll stick it into neutral, and then take that back out of emergency, and then... oh, okay, I'll turn it off, and then turn it back on again. That's a pro system tip, that one. Let's see if that was enough. Turn it off, turn it back on again. That worked. You need a controller to get those precise camera speeds. Yes, you do. An analog stick would make a massive difference for that kind of thing. It's also really good. I was talking earlier about it would be nice to be able to toggle on a mouse cursor smoothing function so that you could get good smooth camera movements with a mouse. But of course the solution to that is use a controller. That's what they're great at. How do you do fly fishing on PlayStation? There's a book by J.R. Hartley that will sort you out there. That's a really old reference. I apologise. We don't have fly fishing yet. No, that really is crossing the streams. But no, we don't have fly fishing in the game at the moment. How many subs does this channel have? You know, I've got no idea. I genuinely don't know. Because we hide them. I don't know why we're hiding them. It's not like it's a national secret or some kind. But no, we hide them. Wilf Boy, I've convinced you to buy this. I haven't convinced you of anything, Wilf. What convinced you is the quality of the construction that we've got going on. The reason we do these streams is so that you can see it in action and make a choice for yourself. If you do like the looks of it, go get it if you fancy it. If you don't like the looks of it, don't. That's why we're here. Oh, now I can learn how to open the doors on the correct side. There you go. There we go. That's going to wrap it up for today. No, hold on. What happened there? What did happen there? what a strange transcendental camera moment. We're back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow with Matt, where we're going to be covering Diesel Legends. You'll get a look at what's going on with that. Hold on, Matt's telling me what just happened with the camera there, because that's a weird one. I've not seen that before. Yeah, so we look forward to seeing you then. If you've got questions, it's a good time to ask them. And if you want to see parts of it, it's a good time to ask to see parts of it. Yeah, no, good stuff. Anything to go there? Yeah. Good. Right. Well, thanks very much for tuning in. Hold on, let's lock them up and see how we've done. Adequately, one would assume. There you go. Good. Show me the points. It's probably a silver. Yeah. I wasn't quite on time for that one. Or as close to being on time as I was elsewhere. There you go. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Have yourselves a pleasant rest of the day. The Class 465/9 is on sale now. If you want it, go get it. Works on Southeast and high speed. Yeah, no, good. Right, no. You see, look, I'm out of practice again. I need to go and find the button that says we're all done here, which is that one. Stone me, it even worked.